Alright, official welcome to my next show today. I'm going to talk about the UK NMC's employer reflection. So next week is official welcome to so let's wait for more people. We can dive into things. Apparently, it can be a guest. I just want to see that. Okay, what the happen. So, we can so come on to the line. We can get guests. Seven guests. But, um, so you can be a guest and you can come live. I can see the face. You can see. Can we talk about the experiences and their reflection so far? I'm quite looking forward to questions about it. I feel like talking about this. But probably we have to so the points, see by the end of the day, get the concept. So just share the link to as many people as you can, okay, so that get more people to join this live. I just want to address this. Then, it's up to you to know so that you decide that's whether you want to write another topic or use an employer. So basically, what I will start by saying is that if you qualify to use an employer reference, you don't need to write IELTS or OET because this is what the AKNFC has said. So if you meet all the criteria I'll be talking about here, then there's no need for you to use. There's no need for you to write IELTS or OET in this regard. So share this link for more people to join the live stream. I'm also sharing it for my friends. Let's go. Let's see. If you have joined, I really appreciate it. Just like this video, share the link to many people as you can. And then, okay, so you've got a few people online. You can start now. I wouldn't want to keep long. So I'm going to talk about the UK NMC's employer reference. I believe that for now, up to now, you've heard of the new updates that has come up. The UK NMC has agreed to some of the changes they made um, last year, August. Okay, it has been approved, and they came up with some. Well, I would say some of the changes are really, really appreciable. Others were not in favor of some international analysis, and one of that is the employer reference. And since the changes came up, quite a lot of people ask me questions about it. So the first I'm going to address here is that if you're still not heard of the update, the UKNNC still sticks to the current score. You need to be able to register with them, and that is you need at least 7 band score in the listening. You need at least 6.5 in the writing, at least 7 in the speaking test, as well as the reading test. Okay, so that is it. And they also made changes to the criteria with which you can combine two IELTS or two OET results. I've made a complete video about this, and I wouldn't want to talk much about this here because I don't want this live stream to be long. So let's go straight to the supporting information. As part of the update that came up, the UKNMC didn't put that publicly, but the information about this is that you can use an employer reference for supporting information, but there are 3 basic criteria you should meet. When you meet all these criteria, it's safe for you to use your employer reference. And what this means is that you wouldn't have to worry yourself writing IELTS or OET. Okay. So now what's the first criteria? The first criteria here is that apparently you should have worked in the UK, you should have worked in the UK for 1 year in the last 2 years in the health and social care setting. So basically, if you're an international nurse, you move from your home country to the UK to do, let's say, ACA job, a senior carer job, and you are not yet registered with the UK NMC, you can use your employer reference if you have worked in the UK for 1 year in a social healthcare setting. Okay. And then the second criteria here is that probably you should be coming from a non-majority English speaking country. So the country you are coming from, or the country where you pursue your nursing, should be deemed as a non-majority English speaking country. So now we've got two criteria here. If you meet all these two criteria, then you are nearing the point of being able to use your employer reference or supporting information from your employer. The last criteria here is that you should be able to provide evidence that your training was done in English. And here it's not too clear as to whether it's a training you had with the employer, current employer in the UK, or the training you had back home. By whichever way, I know most, I mean, countries do their training in English. So if you meet all these criteria, then you are free to use your employer reference. So basically, this is it. And I've got people ask me, so where can if I'm fit to use employer reference, where can I get it? Where do I get the form? I mean, this question has been flooding my DM on so many occasions. So according to the EKNMC, the forms are not out yet. But if you qualify to use your employer reference and if you meet all the criteria I've talked about, what you need to do is that just go straight to the registration session. Start registering with the EKNMC. Okay, do the normal registration. And then when you get to the point where you have to basically upload your English language proficiency test or whatever, the EKNMC will reach back to you to demand for more information. Okay, so what they've also said is that they are making some changes to their website so that at the point when you are doing the registration, you have the option of as to whether you want to use your IELTS, your OET, or your employer reference. So this will be coming up in the next month. Okay, so these are the basic stuff that they have talked about. And one more thing I will say before I end this live stream is that as part of the changes they were looking at, they wanted to also consider people who have missed zero point 0.5 in one of the models in the OET, the IELTS, or have a grade in the OET. For this, they said they are still looking at some technical changes, and once that is established, then they will look into it. But for now, if let's say you wrote IELTS and you missed the score by zero point 0.5, you can't back it up with an employer reference. Okay, so that is the basic stuff at the moment. They are looking to making this a possibility in the coming months. So if you are still worried about the fact that can I use my employer reference, can I do this, can I do that, then there is the update on board. You can only use employer reference if you are based in the UK. As I said, I mean that is it. So basically, this is what I wanted to let you know. I don't want this live stream to be much longer. If you've got any question, just leave it in the comment box. I will quickly do justice to that. I want to continue with my cooking. Thank you very much for joining this live stream. I really appreciate it. Bye.